this is going to be just a instruction on belly breathing, abdomino-diaphragmatic breath. I have right now here just set up the yoga couch. If I haven't talked to you about it yet, that's not necessarily something you need to have. And that's okay. You can also do this flat. You can do this with a pillow underneath your head. You can do it in a reclined position in a chair. But generally when you're learning, it's nice to be in a more supported position. So I would definitely not recommend starting with sitting or standing, though ultimately we want this breath to be able to be utilized and practiced in those positions. So if you have the yoga couch, go ahead and lie on it. Otherwise, just again, find yourself in a reclined position, or flat on your back or with your head supported. Knees can be bent with the feet flat. Knees can even kind of come together if that feels good. Or you can also just let the legs come long with a bolster or something underneath the knees if that feels good. Now, what I like to start with usually is just kind of a check-in. So you'll let one hand come to the belly, just like right where the belly button is, just right resting on top of that. And the other one going to come to the chest. If it doesn't come to the center of the chest, that's fine. You'll get the same idea here off to the side. You can also support it with a block, which I thought I brought over, where you're not holding it, but you can hold it too as long as you can feel relaxed while you're holding that position. So just one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. You're just going to first start by noticing. Just noticing your breath, breathing in and breathing out. If it helps, you can close your eyes. Sometimes that helps you get in touch more with the body. And whatever you notice is fine. This isn't a time to judge. It's just to start to become aware of how you're breathing. Now, what often happens is that we breathe first and or more in the chest than we do in the belly. Now, what we're trying to aim for is more of that use of the diaphragm, this belly breath, because when we breathe more into the belly, it naturally creates a state of relaxation and puts us in this place of peace and calm. The more we breathe into the chest, the more that we are in this state of fight or flight, and the more cortisol, stress, and this cycle that we just get kind of sucked into. So whatever you noticed is fine, and sometimes I'll just take that top hand away, especially if you find that you're breathing a lot into the chest, and I'll actually just kind of let both hands come to rest on the belly. And what you want to focus on is your next exhale, just kind of letting the belly button fall down towards the spine. And then as you breathe in, you're going to breathe back into that space that just emptied. You're going to exhale, let the belly fall towards the spine. And then when you inhale, you're going to breathe back into that empty space to fill up the abdomen. Now, a couple important things here is you don't want to be pushing the belly out. It's not something you're actively contracting, because the diaphragm is actually doing this work. As you breathe in and the diaphragm goes down into the belly, it naturally will push all the abdominal contents down, which will force the belly to come out. And then as we exhale and the diaphragm lifts, everything's going to fall back down. So the diaphragm is doing all the work here. Exhale, the belly falls. Inhale, the belly rises. Every once in a while you can come back up, put your hand on your chest if you want, or even sometimes let the fingers just kind of rest on the neck to see if you're getting some help from the secondary muscles of respiration, or all of these muscles in the neck, which some of them actually come in and attach to the top ribs. And again, those muscles serve a purpose, but they should not be on during our restful breathing. And that's really what we're trying to target here. And as you're starting with this breath, all I really want you to focus on is exhale, the belly falls. Inhale, the belly rises. The shoulders and the chest, the face and the neck all feel heavy. Sometimes you even just kind of imagine or visualize the breath going down into the lower belly or all the way into the pelvis. It's almost bypassing your lungs, just visually. And then exhale. It's just going right back out. Inhale. Exhale. And then once you get that pattern, you can start to work on lengthening the breath. So just go ahead and count and see how long your inhale is. And exhale. And we're looking for aiming towards an equal inhale and an equal exhale just with this breath, and then slowly increasing it till you get to a point of a 6-second inhale and a 6-second exhale. But wherever you are is fine. The big thing is as you are lengthening out that breath, I don't want you to necessarily take a deeper breath. Because sometimes when we go to take a deeper breath, we end up back up in our chest. So I really just want you to think about savoring the breath, or taking in the same amount of breath, just trying to draw it out a little bit longer. So you're just taking it in a little bit slower, or you're blowing it out just a little bit slower. So you're not rushing from the inhale to the exhale, or from the exhale to the inhale. You're just enjoying each part of the breath cycle a little bit more. Maybe even finding the capacity to enjoy this moment just a little bit more. Okay, great. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.